Today, I'm going to have a go at this. St. Peter's Brewery's Cream Stout. 36 pint beer kit. So you're brewing to 20 litres. It's 20.5, but I won't worry about the half a litre. An aromatic strong dark chocolate cream stout with a satisfying bittersweet aftertaste. The approximate ABV is 4.7%. If you buy it, the actual bottle from St. Peter's Brewery itself, I'm sure it's 6.5%. It is an immense beer. It's only 4.7. I don't know. And I think this is made for, yeah, it is, yeah, made for St. Peter's by Muntons. So if anybody from Muntons is watching, please put the ABV. And not only that, we need a plum porter, we need a Christmas ale kit, and a winter's ale kit as well. Please, because all three would sell massively. Have a chat with St. Peter's and get it, but please get it done. Anyway, I'm brewing to 20 litres, which is good because, so anyway, I'm brewing to 20 litres, so I was going to brew short to 20 anyway, so I'm also adding 2 bags of sugar to up the ABV. Now, other things you get in this kit, you get your Goldings hops, which normally go in about a 4 or 5 day period. You get your yeast. You will also need a pair of scissors to cut the yeast. Yeah, don't try and bite it. Don't taste nice. You'll need something to stir. I'm good at stirring. So the wife says you will need a tin opener. You will also need an hydrometer if you want to measure your, the gravity at the start and at the end, so you get a true ABV. Now these kits are great for playing around with. They're good kits, but you can also do things like, if you look on the internet and if you follow the beer review community group that we've got on Facebook, which is basically, it's used for anybody who's into beer, who wants to chat in a friendly environment with good people, really, posting beer reviews, posting homebrew videos. For me, it's just about a good community coming together, and good people watching beer videos, having a laugh, not taking themselves too seriously, because nobody does. No one thinks that God's a gift to brewing or reviews. And anyway, so here's my fermentation bucket. This is from Wilco's, cheap as chips, 25 litre bucket. So brewing to 20 is good because you need that much gap for when it all bubbles up. And so you do need that gap. I have, for some reason, this is classed as a fermentation bucket. I mean, if you leave that, fermentation vessel and lid. Okay, so where the bloody hell does the air come out? Because I had to drill a hole in there to put the airlock in. I've got another airlock, so I put the airlock in, drilled a hole, and I don't understand how they can sell it as a fermentation vessel if there's nowhere for the air to go. Yeah, indeed. So it's already been sterilised, washed out, sterilised, crystal clear in the bottom, clean. You've got to drink the stuff, so you've got to be as clean as you can get. I've soaked the tins in some water just to try and warm the malt, make the malt a bit easy to get at. So that's the first operation. And the instructions on the back they're quite short instructions, really. 1, clean and sterilise all your beer making equipment. Stand cans in hot water for 5 minutes. Pour can contents into sterilised ferment. Yeah, obviously. 2, add 3.5 litres of boiling water, then top up with cold water to 20 litres. So basically 2 kettlefuls of water. Add the hop sachet and then add the yeast and cover the fermenter and leave to stand for 4 to 6 days. And then it says transfer to bottle. So actually you put the hops in at the front of this. You don't put it in at the back. Okay. Always pays to read. So get the tin opener out. It's been a while. And let's hope it works properly. Oh, is it a correct tin opener? Oh no. Why is it always get a crappy tin opener. We can get a knife. That's why I didn't do this live, because there's always something that cocks up. So there we go. It's nearly got all of it, but not quite. And it is as gloopy as you can. Look at that. Look at the gloop. Right. So now I'm going to add the gloop to the thing, and as you can see, yeah, they're coming out quite nicely. Actually, it's not too bad. Obviously, with this, you've got to wash the can out. So always be mindful of the fact that you put hot water into these cans. These cans are blooming hot, so it's always something to think about. Is it easy to make beer? Yeah. This time of the year now, the beer room, now it's got a little bit warm, thankfully. You know, it's nearly June. Now a bit of heat at some stage this year is nice. So I'm going to pour a bit of hot water in there. I'm going to use my stirrer and put the camera down a bit so you can actually see. There we go. And I'm just going to get that water, hot water, and just swirl it round in the can. Reason being, a lot of home brewers know this anyway, but there's a lot of people out there who don't know this. Reason being that everything inside this can is part of what makes the beer. So you really, really, really want to get as much of it out as possible. Now I'm going to leave that one there and get the other one out the sink. So you don't need sugar with this kit. You know, that's the thing you need to take from this. You don't need sugar. I'm only adding sugar to increase the ABV. These tins don't like being opened. Temperamental. This is a new tin opener as well, so I can't blame the tin opener for being a crap tin opener. My son bought this because he's Frey Bentos. You know Frey Bentos, like, they're so bloody hard to open. Didn't turn notifications off. So yeah, pitfalls of tins sometimes. Sometimes I do think that having them in the bags is better, but washing the bags out is not easy either. You know, it can be a bit of a pain, as this is. It's not really got most. Yeah. So yeah, if you're going to get this, and if your tin opener's a bit dodgy, I mean, this tin is supposed to be a good tin opener, but I just don't like these tins. You paid a £5 for this as well. Am I opening it wrong? Don't know. Oh, near enough got it there. Bloody tin. He says. Oh, it's all good stuff in it. But if you don't, see, this is what I like, because if you don't see this sort of stuff, then you don't know you might have issues. Generally, I tend to have issues with everything, so if there's a problem, I'll find it. Yeah. I'm pretty good at finding problems. So it's a real thick, gloopy mix in there. And hence why we're going to need another kettle full of water to wash this mix out. So do this again. That's it. Cut it off. That's it. So you're not wasting any on the side. Again, water in. Probably the worst part of the old brew, this is cleaning these chuffing tins out. And like I said, they get hot. Although probably a tea towel's better. So it's half clean, the can. You can't really see properly. So I pour that back in. Okay, and the second tin of stir there. Again, just to try and get all that gloop, or should we call it the extract? I prefer to call it gloop. Let's be fair, there are millions of people doing homebrew in the world, millions, and everybody's got their own way of doing it. So you watch a video, you take a bit of notice, and you laugh at their failures, because I bet there's a lot of people saying, God, he's rubbish. And you'd probably be right. Right, put that back in that one. Oh, that got that tin nice and clean. Right. So, kettle's got to go back on now for the second. It holds about 1.7 litres. It did say 3.5, so 2 kettlefuls. I normally put 2.5 in, to be fair. But 2 kettles will do today. So put the kettle on. It's going to get a bit noisy. I'll just apologise. There we go. So, kettle's on. It is a noisy kettle. And I'm going to stir this now. Get this nicely stirred. And like I say, the key is to get as much of that extract, you know, the malt extract. And it seems to have done the trick now, thankfully. Put that one in. And as you can see, the tin's pretty clean now. Put my stir in the tin, because that's sterilised vessel, so that's great. Same with this one. Yeah, it's pretty clean. So, in fact, and the funny thing is, having the lid on it like that actually helps, because you're washing the lid as well at the same time. So now the more interesting part, banging the sugar in. You don't need sugar with this. I'm putting sugar in because I want to increase the ABV. You can use liquid malt. You can do all other things you can use. Honey, syrup. And the great thing about the beer review community is there's always somebody who's done it differently. Lots of great home brewers out there who like a beer, you know, not taking themselves too seriously. So I'm going to start to stir it. It's going to need another kettleful really. Can you imagine? You need to dissolve the sugar. You need to get that liquid malt all stirred up, quite watery. At the moment, there's lots and lots of resistance. But I'll get it going, and actually stirring quite nicely. Once the second kettle goes in, that'll be great. So yeah, I've got my hydrometer, so I'm actually doing it the right way now. I've been homebrewing since about 2007. Yes, because I was at the Arboretum then, yeah. And I was drinking homebrew then. Yeah, I wasn't very good at homebrew then. Not very good now. I would say I try my best. And in life, it's really all you can do, isn't it? So, waiting for the kettle. This is the first of 3 homebrew things I'm doing today. I've got a barrel to wash out. And then I've got the Vimto wine. It's been brewing for about 2 months, and I'm knocking it on the head now. With a few days of warmth, that will have helped it get so far. I think it's going to turn out to be a sparkling Vimto wine, which is not too bad, really. It's a bit quirky. Oh, my kettle's nearly full. Luckily, my kettle's got a temperature thing on here, so you can just see where it's reaching temperature. So that's good. It's supposed to be a fast boil, but when you put a full kettle full of it, it can boil that fast. This will go in the beer room, and it will bubble away like swine, especially when it warms up later. It's a bit cool at the moment, but when it warms up later, oh my gosh, it's going to be bubbling. It's going to be a bit like Pat Banton, bubbling hot. Second kettle's gone in there, up to about 8 litres now. Smells lovely, it's got a lovely smell coming from it. Thick, even with the water, that much water in, quite a thick brew. Right, get the jug out then, let's fill it up to 20 litres. Sunday morning. Emptied the dishwasher, brought the washing in off the line. Just one load of washing on, got another load of washing to go on. Next door neighbour's just gone to the bin. And I'm hoping to do a pinter video today as well. Get that. I've got 3 kits I need to crack on. So well, I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet for this pinter people. It may be the last kit I buy from them, but all will be revealed. I mean, with the pinter, I like the kit, but I don't want to be buying beer. I don't want to buy beer kits that I'm told to brew. I'll brew what I want to brew. And it might be that I use other kits, do the first fermentation in a bucket like this, and then chuck it in the pinter with a bit of sugar to secondary ferment in the pinter itself. Can you do that? No idea, but we'll find out at some stage. And I know, luckily, there's people in the community who will help. So we've just reached 20 litres. Put that away because I've only had water in it. So, Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Carrie Symonds were married. Do I care? No. Couldn't give a flying monkeys. So I'm going to add the yeast now. Hence why you need the scissors. Hence why I need the scissors. Sprinkle the yeast on. I don't need to stir it in because it's got to go down the shed. It's going to get more stirred in a little. So yeah, that's the yeast on. Chuck the Goldings on, the hops. "21 minutes, yeah, not too bad, I suppose. So, hops are white in this, white powder. Looks a bit like cocaine, but not that I know what that is, but and that's spreaded on quite nicely. Just make sure I get all of them in. There we go, all sprinkled in. Right, I'll quickly show you the actual thing, and then I'll take an hydrometer reading. So there we are. Looks good, doesn't it? And the hops. Try and get this back on the shelf. That's the upper part. Here we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll just give this a rinse again because it's already had a rinse, but I like to, you know, I've got to put this in now. I've got to drink this beer at some stage, and hopefully somebody else will as well. So the hops are, let's have a nosy. Ooh. Quite a bit of sugar content, let's put it that way. About 1082 for people watching, 1082. So it's supposed to go down to 1010, so it'd be interesting to know how much difference the sugar's made, and if it all ferments out, obviously, because that's the biggest thing. Will it ferment out? So yeah, watch that. Put a bit more water in the airlock. There we go. And that's it. We'll put it down the shed. We'll give it a week or so. With the weather being warmer, it's going to ferment quicker than what it has done. Certainly the other kits I put them down the shed too early. I didn't know the blooming weather wasn't going to be decent. The shed gets quite nice and toasty this time of the year. Not too toasty, but toastier than the house even. So it's a good place to brew at this time of the year. I'm expecting a week, just over a week, it'll be ready to be bottled, and exciting times because I will have 3 kits ready to be bottled, and then I can start the juice wines. Lots of brewing. It's that time of the year, you do lots and lots and lots of brewing. And then catching up. I do like reviews, catch-up reviews after a month, you know, and it's always good to have a good plentiful supply because you don't fill like 40 pints of the same, which is why I bottle. I only barrel juice wines because the juice wines, for whatever reason, are brilliant from the barrel. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, all that rubbish, you know. And back with the active video later once I've worked out how to get the chuffing lid off. So that'll be interesting. Probably need to watch a video first and watch about somebody else who's done it. There's a good friend of the channel, Travel and Brews, Liam. He has got a pint and he's got a video, so I need to go to watch his video, then put my spin on it, and I'm bound to come up with issues that nobody else has, such as life. Thank you. See you later. Cheers.